Hello everyone, Anne-Marie Band here. Today is Wednesday, May the 3rd, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We're going to take a look at the ETFs today. I know my SPY really still looks a little noisy, but let's take a peek at what's going on. All right, the big number for us to watch today, SPY is behaving quite a bit differently than the overall futures, but not that differently. The big things to notice are, in the end, we're still sideways with a pervasive bid up. So a lot of us get super nervous when we go, oh my gosh, look, it's going to the moon. We're never going to get out of our trade. And then it rolls right over and collapses on us. Here's what I want you to do. Take a deep breath and say, what am I actually looking at? And it's always going to come down to this. Where are we in relation to the last week and the last month? So let's go to the month first. We are inside of the range of the last month, even though we dipped out over it. We are inside the range of the last week, even though we dipped over it. Notice we are below the opening range of this particular candlestick here, right? So this number right here at 412 is going to be a little bit of resistance. Well, what do you know? We're chopping around 412. So what's my thought? I think we're range bound, folks. Even if the Fed says something and the markets go boom, we're going to find buyers down here. Unless something happens, limit down, and then we'll still find buyers, but it just might not be today. It might be tomorrow. Okay, we've got a couple of wonky things happening out there in terms of, whether things are going to be good or bad in the regional bank industry, but we don't even worry about that. But notice, this is why, even if you intraday trade, you need to go to that weekly chart. Where did I open? Where did I close? Where am I with respect to that? And lo and behold, chopping around here all morning up on this edge. So what do the buyers have to do? Well, they got to get up over here. So the first thing they're going to likely do today is try to punch north and recapture this upward momentum. Now, the upward momentum is being caused, I believe, by a lot of short covering. So we'll see what goes on there. But here's the storyboard. If it bounces and gets up above, gets to like this 412.20, and it can't go further, friends, that's a short. And it's going to take you right back down into this heavy congested range. I imagine that we'll be fairly choppy and sideways into the particular noise on the horizon. Okay? Unfortunately, I'm not really sure our options are going to lose volatility, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, what are we looking for? If we come down to 410, 409, and we can't hold it, and you're looking for long, get out of the way. Get out of the way, let it fade, and then recapture your 408. Then you can try to pick a bottom. If you try to pick the 408.30 area, and you get down here into 407.80, and it loses that, you're sitting in the wrong direction. It's still going to have downside flow. Remember how topping formations and bottoming formations look, right? What does a chart have to do? 1, it fails to close lower. 2, it breaks a resistance zone. 3, it pulls back and holds a higher low. Bob's your uncle, right? Trading in a nutshell. That's it. That's it. Just look for those pieces and then frame it out in your mind. Okay, all right, if this is making a bottom and it bounces, breaches resistance, and pulls back, where should my support be? Well, it should be anywhere from here, heavy congestion, to right around here, more heavy congestion. It's not an exact science, folks. If you're looking for exactitude in the markets, I'm saying you're not going to find it, right? Go be an accountant. Well, the way they do accounting these days, you never know. But, that's about as exact as you can get, because you can go find a penny wherever it's missing. Markets, no, not like that. So what are we looking at for the Qs? Same sort of thing, trying to come off the bounce. 318 is the floor we should recover for buyers to stay excited, right? So what's the close of yesterday? 319.26. We're battling around that zone. Let's take a look at what's going on from the weekly perspective to see where these charts are messing around, right? Here's that 30 area. That's probably going to be the floor. If it cannot stay above that floor, we're going to have problems. Take a look. Resistance, resistance. All of this is buyers that tried to move and couldn't. Buyers that tried to move and couldn't. Okay? They're trying to get more upside, but they can't. That means sellers are coming in forcing them down. So here we are, taking a look at this. Again, how does everything look, right? If you're saying, hey, I want to buy this bottom, and you go, okay, fails to close lower right around here, reaches my resistance, pulls back, pulls a higher low. Well, the higher low should be heavy congestion near the candle bodies. Doesn't do it, don't go buy your long right there. Wait until it gets back up over the level and use the formations. Price is a beautiful thing. It tells you exactly what's going to go on all the time. So just use that. Notice this wick over here, giving us frontline resistance. I suspect that we are caught in kind of a noisy patch between the 317.50 area and the 321 area. Those are the levels that I am looking for in the Qs. Let's take a look at the SPXL. See what's going on here? Look at this. This area came down to 70-ish. No, 71-ish. So 71, 77, I said, hey, if it comes into this area, loses it, step aside, let it come back, and then you see the bottoming. Look what I'm going to show you. Let's go to 5 minutes. All right, so let's take a look at this bottoming formation, 5 minutes from yesterday. Down here. Take a look. Always the same, folks. Always the same. I fail to close lower. Doesn't mean I fail to head lower. I fail to close lower. That's what's happening with the candle bodies. Then I breach resistance. So I breach resistance once, twice. This is a massive covering, right, of price action. And so if you're looking for it, you could chase it as soon as it got up above that 71.77. But remember, what always happens when something's changing direction? Well, not always. Most times it happens, you're going to get a push down, a push up, and then a retest. What do you want to see? Fails to close lower, bounces into resistance, pulls back, pulls a higher floor. Bob's your uncle. Buy it right there. And I know, Bob's your uncle. If you're not British or you're not English, you're like, what the heck is she talking about there? Bob's your uncle is supposed to be easy because everybody's got an uncle named Bob. So that's the storyboard there. But really, it always looks the same, folks. No matter the time frame, what you want to do is fixate on price first, and then let the chart tell you what it's going to do. And right now, it's trying to keep control of the narrative that is, hey, I want to be long on the fade. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Long on the fade, pull back into the buy zone, but we're trapped in this range between 73 and 75.27. Could it expand? Yes. Do you want to chase it out? That's up to you. My thought is if it breaks north, pulls back just a little bit, and then recaptures that area, chase it all you want. Just look for when it stops heading higher, right? When it fails to close higher, there's a problem. You want to start watching. TQQQ, very sideways. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. 6 weeks inside of this very compacted range. That means nobody's moving anywhere. They're trading support to resistance, resistance to support. So what are we looking at? Well, today, the prior day's open is 27.37. That's going to be the floor for the buyers. If the buyers lose that edge, step back and say, all right, Let's see if it's going to go to the south. If you decide you want to take a trade short, you got to do it at the resistance where everybody else is doing the same thing, right? Remember, we don't go with the underdogs. We go with what everybody else is doing. And if the script flips, we've got a very tight stop and we're out of the trade. Okay? As simple as that. Sideways, sideways, trade your edges. All right? Good luck today, folks. I'll see you in the battle.